We're finally going to see Zeke on the basketball court, and I know it's something many of you guys have been waiting for, but will he manage to stay on the court because his relationship with Carrie could land himself in a whole lot of trouble in many ways than one. So welcome back to MovieBot, and let's talk about Zeke's role in the second half of the season.
You need to tell me everything that you've been up to.
So I hope you're all doing great, and welcome back to another mid-season trailer analysis video. This time it's all about what we've seen from Zeke, what we saw from Zeke's character in the mid-season trailer, and what we could expect from him in the second half of the season. And if you missed my video that I uploaded yesterday, which is all about Jabari finding out about Tariq's course correct app and what the consequences it could potentially have, so if you missed that video then I'll link it down below, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button. But let's go straight in with Zeke's storyline, because we haven't seen him hit the court yet and his grades haven't been up to standard, and that's what Tariq is there for, and it looks like we're about to see him on the court real soon. We're going to see what he's all about. Quite a few guys have been waiting for this moment. I've been seeing quite a few comments saying you want to see Zeke on the court, and I hope it's just more than a clip. I really hope we see Zeke playing a bit of ball, and don't forget we'll be seeing Ev on the court as well because he's Zeke's teammate. Anyway, now I made reference to Zeke's storyline a week or two ago because Power have been connecting the dots to the original Power series in more ways than one, and this is one of them. Sean suffered a career-ending injury to his knee which stopped him from playing ball, so his dream was over, and I really do believe something similar could potentially happen to Zeke, and I'm going to come to this in just a moment and how and why this could happen. But in the mid-season trailer, we saw him with Carrie once again, and I spoke about how we wouldn't see the end of this relationship that we saw develop in episode 5, and it certainly will continue as the season goes on because we have a young kid in Zeke at the peak of his prowess, and we have a sex-hungry character in Carrie Milgram. But with Zeke, this isn't the last of what we saw with Zeke in the trailer because we also saw him entering a club, getting busy as college students do. But this is where Zeke really needs to be careful because Monet has sheltered him from the other side of the world that the Tardis are involved in, and anything that can harm his chances of making the NBA. We saw this from the very first episode when Kane got into a fight. She ordered Zeke to go inside straight away. When him and Tariq came over for dinner, she never let him go back to Stansfield because he had a few to drink. So let's look at Zeke's character description because this is what we can expect to play out in the last half of the season, and it reads confident and charismatic. Zeke Cross spent his childhood preparing to be a franchise player in the NBA. Unfortunately, the drive that kept his mind on the court kept his focus away from the classroom, so he must rely on Tariq's tutoring to get him off academic probation at Stansfield. Sheltered from his Aunt Monet's drug business, he has no idea that introducing Tariq to his family is crashing his personal and academic lives in ways that could put everything he's worked so hard for at risk. So as his character description says, I've spoken about how Monet shelters and protects him from the side of the world that the Tardis are in, and Zeke, he really is the golden child. She'll do anything to protect him and make sure nothing comes in harm's way of him making it to the NBA. But Monet can do everything she can, but if Zeke does something or one of the other Tardis do something that results in a consequence for Zeke, then Monet will really be powerless, and it could make a game-changing moment for Monet's character and could even be many reasons as to why she's taking this shot here. But the last part of this character description is really what I want to focus on in the rest of this video, because where it says he could be putting everything he's worked so hard for at risk is what I'm worried about for Zeke's character, and especially watching the mid-season trailer, I really don't have a good feeling for Zeke in the second half of the season. I really don't, and I really hope I'm wrong, and I hope he does make it to play in the NBA, but just in the world of Power, how you can never trust anyone, they also do not have any happy endings, and we already know this, and if they are connecting the dots to the original Power series, then it looks like he could follow the same path as Sean did in Power. Now I'm going to talk about how Jabari and Carrie could really influence Zeke's career, and I'm going to come to Carrie getting pregnant in just a moment, but let's talk about how Jabari could be involved in Zeke's storyline in the last half of the season, because there's no doubt that Jabari thinks there's unfinished business between him and Carrie, and if he really was to find out about Zeke and Carrie, then I think at some point we could well see Jabari hurting Zeke, and could this ruin Zeke's chances of making the NBA? And just how I touched on a moment ago, it could even get messier with Zeke and Carrie. It could even result in her getting pregnant with Zeke's baby, and it's going to be interesting to see how Jabari reacts to this whole situation with Zeke and Carrie, and the situation with Tariq as well, because I'm sure there's a side we haven't seen yet to Jabari. So there's a situation with Jabari who could potentially hurt Zeke, and there's a situation where Carrie could actually get pregnant. But there's a third way where things could get even deadlier, and that's the involvement of the GTG crew. We saw Lil Guap making his return in the mid-season trailer in a hell of a lot of gunfire, and we know Lil Guap will be back for revenge. We've already seen one scene where Kane looks like he's getting jumped, and we see a fight between Drew and Lil Guap, But what we don't know is why Drew is beating Lil Guap's ass, because Drew really looks like he's unleashed the devil inside him, and this is something I can't wait to see, because I think Drew, he really can surprise us. I really hope his character turns really dark in the last half of the season, but I feel it will take a deadly consequence for this to happen, and this is where the last part of Drew's character description comes in, where it says his actions could lead to a deadly consequence to those he loves most. And with the GTG crew coming back for revenge, could Zeke get tangled up with the GTG crew if they do come back? And is this the reason why Drew and Lil Guap are fighting? Could the GTG crew actually be the ones to end Zeke's basketball career before it's even begun? Now I really think there's a twist to the tale of Zeke's storyline, and with Lil Guap and GTG crew coming back, and even with Monet sheltering him from that side of the world, it only takes him being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or just being caught with Carrie. But something I haven't spoken about, which I really would love to see, is if Zeke isn't killed off and he actually follows the same path as Sean did in Power and picks up an injury which ends his career, then I would love to see him join the game. Could this be the reason why he could actually be turned into the Tejada family business? And this is something I don't think they'll explore. I personally think they'll have the character phased out by the end of the season. I personally think that he's going to be killed by being in the wrong place at the wrong time by the GTG crew, or maybe even on purpose by Jabari, who could seriously injure him. And I've just mentioned this a moment ago, could we actually see him follow the same path as Sean did in Power? And there has been a father and son killing theme, which I've mentioned previously, with Tariq killing Ghost, Tommy killing Tony Teresi, and Sean being killed by Kanan. And I really believe this is a theme that could continue in Power Book 2, or maybe even a brotherly killing theme, because this is something that has cropped up in my comment section many times, whether Monet could kill Drew, Monet could kill Zeke, or Kane could kill Drew, or Drew could kill Kane. And I really do think there is a twist in the storyline that we haven't seen coming yet. But what if he is actually kicked out of the team, or is rendered useless because he can't play ball anymore? Could we see him suffer the exact same fate that Sean did in Power? Could we see Monet really kill Zeke? Now I really would hate to see something like this happen, because I really like Zeke's character, but for Monet, it actually makes sense for Monet, because I think her character needs something like this. But my overall prediction for Zeke in the second half of the season is he could actually be in the wrong place at the wrong time when the GTG crew come back for revenge, or we could well see Jabari ruining his chances of making it to the NBA. And I have to say, it doesn't look good for him. I do think he will either be killed or be injured, and if it is the latter, then I hope it is Jabari who does this, so Monet kills him, because Jabari's character, for some reason, I just can't stand his character, and I really don't know about you guys, but I can't stand him. So this is one character I really hope that either Tariq deals with or Monet deals with. But anyway guys, let me know what you think about seeing Zeke on the court for the first time, his relationship with Carrie, and what are your predictions for Zeke's character in the second half of the season. Drop your thoughts and comments down below in the comment section, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button, as well as giving this video a thumbs up and a like before you leave. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.